Hmm. Salutations and welcome back to Butterflies Corner, y'all. I am so sorry. I am running late, y'all. I apologize. I apologize. I was on the phone with my son. We had to get some things situated, so I do apologize for the lateness, y'all. I'm sorry. Uh-oh. Okay, I might have to go back and do this. But anywho, y'all, I guess we can wait for the 10-minute mark, and I'm trying to get the link for my co-host. As y'all know, Unpopular Opinion Podcast is my co-host, so I'm gonna get the link ready for her. I guess we can wait for the 10-minute mark before we get into some things. Do our little review. I know I'm late, y'all. I know I'm late. I'm late. I know y'all. I'm probably watched 50, 11 reviews, but hopefully I bring a little something different with mine. Hopefully. Thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, I'm gonna wait for the 10-minute mark. Matter of fact, I probably should have did this too. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Let me see. Mm, Hopefully that did it. Thank you guys for joining me. Gonna wait a few minutes. We're gonna wait for the 10-minute mark, and hopefully my co-host is still able to join y'all. If not, that's understandable because I am like super duper late. I'm like a good 20 minutes late. Dad was saying, "You want to hear God laugh? Tell him your plans." Ooh, woo, oh, woo, woo. Yes, y'all. But yeah, we'll wait till the 10-minute mark, and I'm trying to wait for my co-host. And in the meantime, in between time, make sure you hit that like button on your way in. It would greatly, really appreciate it. It's a free and awesome way to support the channel, and it'll help us stay in the algorithm, y'all. Yes, y'all. Biscadios. Here we go. Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Salutations, beautiful.
Salutations. I didn't know if you were talking about Central Time or what Eastern
Oh,
Time
I'm
or what,
Eastern
child.
Standard Time. I'm sorry. I'm Eastern Standard Time, boo. I'm so sorry.
That's
Yep.
cool. I figured I would get an alert.
Okay. Yep. I'm
Yeah.
like, and I'm sorry. I'm super duper late, so I apologize about that too. I was on the phone with my son. I had to we had to get some things situated real quick. So I do apologize for the lateness. I do. But other than that, how was your holiday weekend?
My
How
holiday
are you?
weekend was absolutely perfect in every
Oh,
single way.
that is awesome.
Yeah. What I heard you were grilling and everything.
Yeah, girl, I love the grill. I'm gonna do that with y'all one day. I'm gonna bring y'all down to the yard and we're gonna get it in. Cause
And get to
you know what
grilling.
I noticed? You can play music on YouTube now without getting copyrighted straight.
Oh, really?
I think so. Well, I'm not monetized. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I know that some content creators still play music, but I'm
I
gonna look
think
into
that they
that.
have like certain songs. You know how with Instagram you can add music. Maybe is it that or is it different?
Oh, you know what? I think we'll be all right because it'll
Right.
be
We
like
not trying. We not making no. That's why I use
right.
clips in some of my stuff. And one of the subs was like, "Be careful, because they'll get." I was like, "Look, I'm just gonna see what I can get away with right now."
Okay, and put up your copyright disclaimer. Shoot, girl, put up your copyright disclaimer in your description box and keep it moving.
Right. I feel like if they posting it on YouTube, it's not like I'm snatching it from the TV. But who knows? You know.
Right. Well, especially with the slow meters and a flag team. Don't forget they have a whole flag team.
Right. But so
So
many YouTube channels are made from reaction videos. Like everybody's doing reactions.
right. Yes,
You
that
know,
is
like
very much
that's kind of like where I was coming from it, but you have to make it your own. That's the thing. Like if you just sit up and let it play,
right.
um, but if you're like modifying it with your own commentary and all that, allegedly that's supposed to be okay. But that's why I said I'm
Yeah, I
not. I'm
think
gonna
that's
just wait and see.
yeah. I believe that should be okay too. Like I said, that and put up your disclaimer, and I think you should be straight too because you're right. And there's a lot of reaction, sectors like for gaming and music and all type of stuff. So yeah,
Everything. I watch
yeah,
so
pretty
many
much.
reaction videos. I just found this one guy. He he watches body cam footage and he just be going
Oh,
off.
uh,
It is so funny to me.
uh, uh,
He just be going
yeah,
off.
that the body cam footage that is interesting though.
It
So he
is. He
must.
be on there just
Ooh,
going off about folks and their decision making and how stupid they acting and all. And like it's like a message in there, but he be going smooth off like in between having his messages.
oh
Um,
yeah,
but it's like it's
that
your
sounds
attitude.
interesting.
That's why. That now look, now you about to get locked up. It's like it is. I don't know. I find it
Oh my
funny, but
god, that
maybe it's
do
something wrong
sound
with me.
funny. Yeah, you gonna have to share them on your community wall. I'm gonna have to go check it out. That do
I
sound
put it on
funny.
mine. I saved it on mine,
Oh, okay,
but
you did?
I
Okay,
only got
okay.
my 81 friends, so my
That's
share is
okay,
gonna be
girl.
going too
Girl, you
far.
want- Listen, slow and steady, but you are gonna grow. Absolutely, unpopular opinion.
And this is why I
Right,
tell my
Buttercup?
people like,
I'm gonna get y'all little behinds over there and subscribe. And it don't. No, sir. Let me not. I was
no,
about to
they
do a
really
little.
do. They be over there.
Mm-hmm.
We be having a good old time. I'm not complaining at all. Like, and you on here for the same reason I am. Like, you want to actually get your piece out because no one's saying it. It's like everyone's literally saying the exact same thing, and folks go from channel to channel to hear the exact same perspective. And I'm like, there's an opening here for a different
Right.
perspective.
Yes. And that's what I said when I started my channel. 'Cause I mean, the easy route would have been being team giraffe neck and
Mm-hmm.
dragging everybody else, but that's not my purpose, and I wasn't about to do that. And I feel like that's not organic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's that fast. And then with doing it that way, you would have to stay consistent with being in that way, or you would lose the audience. So,
Okay, wait, Butterfly, I'm about to join from my computer so I can improve my mic.
oh,
So I don't know what's gonna happen. Let me see. What do I need?
okay. Oh, it's
Okay, I'm gonna
time
drop
to-
down and come back.
okay. Hey,
Okay.
Davina. Salutations, Buttercup. Hey, Melissa. How are y'all doing, y'all? Yes, thank you for joining us. Oh, we way past the 10-minute mark, y'all. We about to get into it, y'all. We're gonna do our review up. This you go. My co-host get set up real quick. Y'all know my equipment is janky, so don't even start on me, y'all. Don't even start on me, y'all. But yep, we
I need to try
past
to
the.
figure out how to get my little picture up here. It just will not take, child. I keep putting something so it's not just a white circle.
Right. Because I know your avatar is, your for your channel.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
working
sweet
on
boy.
some other stuff too.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know everything I've seen before. Welcome, Buttercup. Welcome,
Yes,
welcome.
Sweet
Thank you for
Brown
joining
Kisses was
us.
on my live last night. Hey, Sweet Brown Kisses.
Oh, that's
Melissa is always
awesome.
there. Davita
Oh,
Jane. Hey, y'all.
welcome. I like that, sweet brown kisses. That's different. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for
I know
joining
we
us,
begging for
y'all.
more folks.
So I don't know what scene or where do you want to start with this episode? I mean,
Well,
are we going in?
before we start, I would
Yeah.
I would say maybe give folks like maybe a couple more minutes, but to in the lead up to it, I
Okay.
wanted to ask you something that I was just sitting here trying to research, but I can't go beyond season 4 for some reason. So I was looking at the ratings and they are literally free falling. Like I just posted them to my community wall. So like this past episode was the lowest of the season so far. Like they had the opening at like 270 something, which is actually more than that when you add a bunch of other stuff together. But the raw numbers, 270 something for the first episode, then the second one went up, right? But since the second
Right.
episode of this season, all of the ratings have been just dropping. Like the next one was 50K less, and this one is like 50 plus K less than the previous one. So I was trying to look to see like what was the most watched, right, episode of the series. You know what I found? I'm trying see, I like to be accurate and I can't get past season 4, but I feel like I've looked at
Okay.
this before. And it's season 4, episode 12. You know what that was? It had 572,000 folks watching. That was the Scott family reunion where they went down to Bessemer.
Get out of here.
Nope.
I'm trying to tell you, the Scots. I'm trying to tell you. I think, man, I hate it because, but I think this happens anytime you introduce a new couple, right?
Mm,
People are having a hard time
yeah, they
taking
don't.
to Ken and Trish.
That is
You
true.
know what I mean? And this
That's true.
episode had a lot to do with a more of an introduction to them.
And you have Sunny and it's like the Sunny conversation and the Trish. So they're giving us two new people at one time that nobody cares about. And folks are not happy with Sunny being there at all. And I think people are rejecting the whole idea that you reward someone for bad behavior, as the lady said on the DC
Right.
podcast.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, Melissa said the rating's been low for a while. I think the first two seasons was at 600K. I'm if Carlos would just put his foot down and bring
Mm,
Arion on, bring Miss Wanda back. Miss Wanda was the show, man. I mean,
it
I
was.
don't. Miss Wanda was the show. She was funny. She said the most,
Yep.
things that you wouldn't even think of. She like that's the thing. They took away. It become too repetitive because I
Yep.
really believe, like I said, not only do we have the issue with the Sunny and the Ken and the Trisha things, but people are really tired of the Martell and Giraffe Neck storyline. They're over it.
Yeah. They are over. And it's I again, I was trying to figure out what was the highest rated episode, doing my little research, right? And so I started
Yeah.
watching some scenes and things from season 3 and 4, and there was still some good things going on, even in the midst of the Mel and Tell thing. And it's almost like why is it that now is such a nasty, weird kind of focus on the Mel and Tell thing than it was when it was actually happening? Like we're 2-3 years post divorce. Like why is it so nasty now? Why is it that we aren't able to talk about anything else now? However, in seasons 3, 4, and 5, we still were able to see all the other characters. Like we had the Kiowa thing, and that was a big deal because I
Yeah.
was like, oh snap, we had the black thing with Jalen working over there, and you know, them saying that he was disrespectful, and like there was still room for everybody else. And like it's now there's no room for nobody.
Right. And that's the thing. See, I don't know what's going on with that production team. I really think is the production team. The story, they're like lackluster in their job, and
Yeah.
they might even be offended that Sunny's on the show. You see what I'm saying? Seeing how she
Mm-hmm.
came working with where they at, and now she's on the show. You know what I mean?
That
So,
makes
like,
sense.
I really think production has become lazy with the storylines, and there are some
That,
really good storylines. I think for this season, some really good storylines. You know, we get a little bit more on the whole Ken and Trish of it all.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, like,
But
and I think
but
when the more we dive into their situation, I think it's gonna be interesting.
the thing is, and I said this in my character analysis thing, is
Oh,
for
I
Marcel.
gotta, yeah, I gotta catch up on that one. That's the only one I missed so far. Yep.
But what I was saying about what I'm noticing, Butterfly, and you tell me what you think about this, is that they are still centering Melody and Martell as the center. Like they're centering them at the center. They have them as the center. And so everybody,
Right.
the way that they're approaching it now, this is what they used to do, but they're approaching it now that they're only bringing storylines as it relates to the main quote unquote storyline of Mel and Tail. So like even bringing Trish on is almost like what they did for Kiki. Like it just doesn't make sense. Like I don't they're not bringing her in a way that makes sense. Like it would have made more
Right.
sense had the girls been hanging out and she started hanging out and you start seeing her more and then, you know, like the way you ease. Look at Shamia. So sometimes we gotta talk
Right.
about other shows. You look at Housewives of Atlanta, Marlo,
Right.
right? Like
You're right.
Marlo stuck was a friend for how long?
She was stuck as a friend, and that's probably what they should have did
Yes,
with
you gotta do
Trish.
that.
And yeah, I think that's what they should have did with Trish and King. They should have started them off real friend of the show ish.
Yes. Like they've had some
Because
other friends. Remember Lazaric and his wife, they
yeah,
were at the cabin when they went camping. Remember him and Martell almost got into a fight because he kept
yeah,
bothering Martell.
yeah. What was it? Isn't that Laberic is Destiny's old scumbag ex
Lazaric.
husband?
This one's name is Lazaric. Like it was Laberic and Lazaric, which was or Cedaric. He was a ick
To
too.
Derek. There it is. It's a Derek. There it is. Yep. That's his name. I guess I don't know what happened to him, but I know he got into some trouble. Oh God. I hate to have to admit this. But he got into some trouble. So yeah, I don't think they thought it was wise to bring him back.
Well, just saying the way that they would come
And it
around
had
sometimes.
something to do.
You know, like they would come around and it was
Yeah, so
clear they
Derek.
all knew
Yep.
him, you know, and so it would then make sense over a couple of seasons to dig deeper into the way they did with the Fletchers. Like that's how you ease a new couple
Right.
in.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I kind of agree with you.
Uh
Yeah,
oh,
yep.
Melissa.
I didn't want to say it, Melissa. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it, but
Y'all be knowing
yep.
everything. How y'all know
Yeah.
that?
Oh, slow meters, man. They be stalking them people down. You don't catch one of them slow meters, freaking lives coming down your community, or you know your little thing, whatever.
Yeah.
Man, them slow meters. I tell you, them are some A1 stalkers.
Child, they wrong for that. See, I don't approve of that.
Yeah, that
I
like
don't
and
approve of
LeBaron,
that at all.
like you said, he was barely a friend of the show. I mean, he did have a good enough week, and they could have ushered him in as a new,
Right.
him and his wife. He's
It would
married.
have made
I
sense.
don't charge. Mm-hmm.
The way they did Destiny. They ushered Destiny in. She was a friend of Melody and a friend. It's like
I'm not even believing that Trish and Stormy are real friends because it sounds like they just catching up on the show. It's like, oh girl, you gonna be on the show too? Okay, but let's think. It's
Uh,
like it's
well,
not
yeah.
authentic.
Yeah, well, I see, and they kind of see this with this episode. You kind of see why her and Stormy is not as authentic. Is because she really went to school with Courtney,
Mm.
but
Yeah,
it would look
see,
funny having a married man reconnect, with a
yeah,
female that he went to. You see what I'm saying? So of course, and then
yeah.
she did claim Stormy did her hair, but I don't think Stormy did her hair no regularly. You know what I'm saying? She probably gave her a try
It
because
wasn't enough.
right that they really had a real solid friendship. Like, you know what
It
I
wasn't
mean?
enough for us
So,
to give a shit about what she was standing up there talking about at the damn gym. Like we don't, girl, we don't care because who are you and how why is you here? Like that. Like you gotta you gotta connect the dots and make these things make sense, or what's gonna happen? Your
well,
ratings drop.
right, which I think now, like, because I do know that they, I know other networks have done it. So I'm hoping Carlos is. I hope he is in his mind to go in and re-edit this dang show because I think this Saturday coming, it's gonna need to be really good. Like it's gonna need to be so good, like we don't want it to end type of good. That way we come back next Saturday. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know,
Cause
butterfly. We're gonna
yeah.
have to start
Well,
finding us some
that's
more
the thing.
shows to
That's why
review,
I'm
child.
happy like people like us started the channel because I really feel like the slow meters have affected how people view the show, and
Yeah,
they turn a lot of people off. They turn a lot of people off from even wanting to watch the show because of how deranged
right.
and erratic they are. You know what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
like, and then like I said, all the social media shenanigans. There's a way. Like Carlos King been in the game too long to not have a specific department that handles the social media of it all. You see what I'm saying?
Carlos,
They let you
yeah, but
dig up,
I don't know.
dig up and take control of the whole social media atmosphere of it all. You know what I mean? Because like, let's be real.
But see,
Only until
he
recently,
part of it. I
yeah.
think he condones it to an extent. When you hear him in them interviews, you hear him talk to Dr. Heavenly, he be making a lot of excuses.
I think. See, I think that has to do with him trying to stay face. But Carlos,
Mm,
no, this is a freaking excuse my language. Well, I could say sugar honey iced tea show. He know this is a sugar honey iced tea show, and really, it's the social media of it all.
yeah.
Like it's the social media of it all, and all of the. It's like he let he allowed Giraffe to allow her cult to cultivate this really toxic environment,
Hmm.
and he allowed her because he's allowed her to kind of bring that on to the show because
Hmm.
even from the Galentine's, I even tell you from the Galentine event, that Kimmy threw, and when her and Tisha got into it, and she's like, "Well, where's the proof?" And this girl's telling her to go look on YouTube.
You too. Right.
Why would you be telling her to go look on YouTube if y'all are friends? Y'all live in the same town. Why would she be going to look to strangers to
Right.
find out if her
On
husband's
YouTube.
cheating? That, right, like that didn't add like right then and there. I was like, mm. This chick is cultivating a whole another something over here on social media. Because why in the hell would you tell her to go to YouTube at all places?
The only thing that's gonna make this better, and I mean, I can go down the list of like storylines for each cast member that would be far better than what they're showing, including Melody. But if we had to work with the mess that we have, right? Carlos is gonna have to allow Sweet Brown Kisses. You're absolutely right. I think he loves it. I do. I think that he loves it, which is why he had them. He had Melody as his first guest, and he wanted all them people. He wants to make some of those millimeters raindrops, so he can increase his following and all that. But that's the story for another day. If we have to just deal with the mess that we have, if I were Carlos and I was sitting watching these ratings free fall, I'd be like, you know what? I tried to protect Melody as long as I could, but we're gonna have to just let it play out and allow those cast members to confront her about these millimeters and the way that the bullying that Martell is talking about, where he keeps saying, I asked her to stop bullying me. And yes, I threatened her. It was wrong, but like, I didn't feel like I had any choice. And everyone's like alluding, they're tiptoeing around like, oh, I didn't want to come to the podcast because I didn't get a ticket. Like, you a liar. You didn't want to be. Thank you, Kimmy. Y'all didn't go because y'all didn't want to be bothered with them folks. And like Marceau on the interview with Dustin talked about them too. So everyone's now finally saying that these millimeters, and I'm not going to say that the fans, because it's not the fans, it's specifically the millimeters, the ones who have given themselves a name. That means that you pro one character, right? If they allow the cast to really drag Melody in the way this, because if you look at it, Melody was actually becoming slightly better adjusted throughout the seasons, because even her and Tisha tried to like fix it. I saw that also in season 4 when I was doing my research, like, oh, they kind of like patched things up. Forgot about that, right? But why have things gone so dark over the past 3 or 4 seasons? We know why. It's her social media following, and her head has blown up. She out here singing. She thinks she's a pop star. That is what has ruined this show, period. Mm-hmm. And they need to be able to say that to her face. Like, look, yo folks out here bullying people, and it's not cool. You need to stand up and do something about it. Say this, if the shoe was on the other foot, Melody would be saying it to Letitia. If Letitia's following was out here dragging and smashing, then Melody would be standing up saying, you need to get out there and fix it. Bro.
She would be going live every 5 minutes to talk about it, girl. And she would have confronted Letitia about it. And that's what I said. I said, I don't know if you remember what our last review, I said, this is my last season. First of all, I started my channel to try to have y'all back, but this is my last season. If y'all don't really step it up and really like clock in and stop playing these little facade and fake games that homegirl like to play, I'm gonna be done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep trying to like, I don't know, like make it. I don't know. I'm trying to find the light because
I was giving them this season. That's why I said I think this episode, hopefully this episode, this coming Saturday, is really gonna do what it needed to do.
We're gonna see a fake fight between Trish.
I mean, outside of Giraffe Neck and Shanita Foster finally making her appearance, you know what I mean?
I'm not buying that either. Like, I don't even know who Shanita Foster is, to be honest with you. Like, people talk about her like she's like somebody. I don't know nothing about this woman. She's another lace front wearing. She's a what? Like,
she's slightly somebody. She was actually on reality TV in the beginning. She was an NFL wife, but she's now divorced from her husband, who was in the NFL. So she's, she's slightly somebody.
She ain't nobody, child. I don't care nothing about no Foster. She has a very large face. That's all I know. When they showed that clip of her, her face took up like half of the screen, and I didn't understand why. That's all I don't care to see the two of them sit up and pretend.
What some would say, I'm not, and this is not to insult her, but she is what they consider an Amazon woman. She's very tall.
Oh, very tall. Right. So that's why her face.
Yeah, she's she's very tall. She's very. I mean, shoot, dating somebody from the NFL. You see how big her husband was, or her ex-husband was, kind of on the,
I'm gonna tell you this. Guy. I would like to see. Here's what makes sense that they just would never do. Well, I think Destiny would. Destiny and Melody need to make up. Destiny was the only real friend. No, hear me out. Destiny was the only real friend we've seen of Melody. Destiny and Stormy were real friends of Melody, and she played them dirty. That needs to be explored. Like, why does she do that to her friends? Not the fake story of like, you was talking to somebody in the hotel room behind my back. Like, that's not what happened, Melody. And then what Stormi do to you? You changed your number, and Stormi tried to hold her to account. But why is it? Here's my thing. Why can we never hold Melody accountable? That's what fans are sick of watching. We're sick of watching her get away with everything. We know all the stuff that she's doing. We know all the rocks that she's throwing. People are only able to say that she throws rocks, but we're never able to actually investigate. And they all protect her. Dustin protects her. Every interview he does, he protects Melody. Carlos King protects her. You can't question her, and that's how you know she's the deity.
Word on the curve is Dustin is definitely a slow meter.
He is.
Hey, Simone Blunt, welcome to the chat. Yeah, she was on Football Wives. She did get a lot of work done. She did, Simone. Welcome. I like seeing new buttercups. Welcome, buttercups. Thank you for joining us, y'all. She's the ambassador for Africa. Air quotes. Listen, girl. Okay. All I'm gonna say is them Africans in Atlanta. I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
Wait, Melissa, you saying that Nell got a problem? Melody got a problem with Nell now? Because that's one person that Melody give a lot of grace to.
No, she don't. Girl, you know the slow meter's been attacking that lady since she posted Destiny from the girls' trip.
The slow meters might, but Melody gives a lot. Melody has not cut Nell off. Nell hang out with Tisha and them, do all the same things that Destiny was doing. Nell even showed up at the renaming ceremony and was talking about Martell and all this other stuff. Melody would have cut anybody else off at the knees for something like that. She allowed, Nell was able to get to her face and say, "Did you cheat?" and all of this stuff. And Melody has not cut Nell off. Why is that?
Because Nell really knows the real. And
So
I talked about that earlier in my live. Nell knows the real. And Nell definitely got a target on her back now. The head slow meter done came out and it's official. Did a whole 45 minutes to an hour live digging into Nell. So it's official.
The thing, I only watch the show. I don't get into the all the stuff like the auxiliary things. And I don't get into Melody all. I can't.
Well,
you know, if it's something interesting, I'm working from home, and like after a while, it just gets too dark. Like I don't like how that feels on my spirit sometimes. Like these people are so mean spirited. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit transfers.
Unfortunately, I don't like to watch the social media of it all, but a lot of it comes from social media, as you can see. Even the storylines with talking about the soul meters, that's coming from social media. Even the storylines with them swearing that Marceau was cheating, like all of that still plays out on social media. I know you don't like the social media part of it, but I'm telling you,
they bring that to the Melody brought. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Because the situation with her and Kiki, you got to understand that happened on social media, but you see they filmed the end result on the show. You get what I'm saying?
So like the collection, I do. What I'm saying is like the collection of all the social media, like the social media narratives and things I'm aware of. But I can't listen to all these individual people get up there and do all this stuff all day long. That's one thing. The second thing is these things originate on social media, absolutely. But when Melody actually brings it to the show and effectuates it, that's when it becomes part of the show. Like, for instance, the moment Melody shows that she has a problem with Nell, then okay. But right now, whatever the millimeters are doing, Melody's not doing it on the show yet. Like, she's still interacting very positively with Nell on the show. So I don't know how they're going to reconcile that. Like, what is Nell going to do if she finds out that Melody is creating some smoke for her on the internet. But as far as on the TV show, Nell has gotten away with a lot of things without Melody cutting. Melody cuts people off at the knees is what she does. She doesn't give you 2 times. She won't give you a chance to explain. She is vicious when it comes to that. She will cut you off. She has not cut Nell off. She ain't even been mad at Nell. Maybe it's the age
No.
gap. Maybe she has a lot of, maybe it's a respect from her elders thing. She is from the South.
Well, I already told you what I think it is because Nell know the real her. So this the way that she done everybody else, she can't really do Nell because Nell know the real. Like Destiny said, she know Nell know where the bodies are buried. Okay, why Melanie's sitting up there faking and fraud, and that's why I will give Nell this. She's still standing on she don't believe that Martell should have been arrested. Even when she sat down with Martell, she still said, I do not think that you should have been arrested, but you should not have done that. Which I don't know why everybody keep telling him what he shouldn't have done. But I like when after Martell pointed out, no, I wasn't doing anything. She keep poking, and then I say F it and blow and it explode. Which that's human nature. Anybody would get tired of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why she just went, well, I think it's both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's when she tried to switch it up. Well, I think it's both of y'all. And then try to throw the kids in his face as if she ain't doing things that's harmful to the kids. And that's the other thing I don't like.
Yeah.
Oh, well, kids are going to grow up. And then try to throw her little situation in there. No. Your stepdaughter feels away because y'all left her out. It's not that she chose a side. Y'all left her out. And she's telling y'all that. And y'all still in y'all head telling yourselves what y'all want it to be.
Right.
Y'all not listening to her. That girl said that y'all left her out. She felt excluded most of her life.
Yeah.
You keep making it about her choosing a side. No, she didn't choose a side. The girl telling you exactly why she feel how she feel, and y'all keep pushing it off, blowing it off. Oh, she's just complaining. Oh, how instead of trying to really figure out how to make her feel included. Because you obviously never did that. Even in that scene at that thing, I couldn't understand how everybody was dragging the child in that situation. No, was she right for telling him that she would blow up the house? Probably not. But we don't know the frustrations that girl has dealt with being in that blended family where she didn't feel so much blended in. So I didn't like Nell doing that, trying to bring the kids, trying to throw the kids in Martell's face as if they can't see what their mother's doing. They're not just seeing what Martell's doing. They're going to see what their mother has been doing too. And it's all going to start to correlate for them. So it ain't just
it will start to make more sense if we can actually see that full thread, but we don't. Whenever anyone starts to talk about Melody, regardless of who it is, whether it's Destiny, Letitia, Marsau, Nell, Fletcher, anybody, the conversation gets that. Like we never able to see it through. No. Letitia and Marsau got on a reunion one season, was like, why do you never hold her accountable? Asking Carlos. He was like, oh, I don't hold her. They were like, no, you don't.
I was just about to say that. You think, well, word on the street, Melissa, is they ain't going to get a next season.
Well, see, I don't believe that either. And I'm going to tell you this. They are the highest rated show on OWN because most of the shows on OWN get far fewer viewers than Love and Marriage Huntsville does. Like folks compare it to like Housewives of Atlanta, but even the ratings website tells you that you can't because Bravo is offered on a much wider streaming platform, whereas OWN isn't. So it already has a limited viewership for that platform. So of the reduced viewership of the platform that is on, you're not going to see our ROA numbers. You're just not. But if you look at like the Never Ever Met, they're like second highest rated on OWN right now. And they're averaging like 114,000 viewers. Like Love and Marriage Huntsville is still like double that. So I don't think they're going to cancel. They just lose the ability to say that they're number one, possibly, but maybe they don't. Like they can lose probably another 75,000 viewers and still be, number one. Because
it's on OWN. Right. That's the thing, on OWN. Yeah. That's why they always put, when they say number one, they always say on OWN.
On OWN.
So they don't do it themselves. I give them that. They don't be delusional with themselves. They do make sure it's on OWN. Hey!
Is it their property or are they just brokers for the property?
Good evening, ladies. Can I have just 1 minute of your time to say that both of you are so intelligent? There is truly hope for our young ladies. I love listening to you guys. You guys are so intelligent.
Who
And
is
I
this? Is
hope at
this
some
Nicole?
point, yes,
Hey,
sweetheart.
Nicole.
I, yes, good evening. I hope at some point you guys mentor young ladies because both of you are so intelligent. So that's basically what I wanted to say. I
Thank you,
enjoy your
Nicole.
commentary, Unpopular and Butterfly. Your videos are so insightful. So I want to thank you for representing young ladies because you guys are extremely bright. That's what I
Thank
wanted to
you.
say. Carmen. Good evening, ladies in chat. I didn't mean to cut in. What I wanted to say, Unpopular, is that friendship between Melody and Destiny, in my opinion, will not be repaired because Destiny is still friends with Martell. If you recall on
But
one of
so is
the
Will.
reunions, wait, hold on season 4, remember when she
Mhm.
said to Destiny, she was like, well, when I was on the phone with you, you told me I gotta go. It's Martell on the other line. I knew that friendship was dead after that. Because Destiny is still really close with Martell, I don't think that friendship will ever be repaired. But that's just my opinion.
No,
No,
you're
I don't think
probably
it
right
will.
that it won't actually happen, but it would make good
Right.
TV if they found a way to make it happen. You know what I
I
mean?
think
But
they'll get into it
Say
for a
actually have
storyline.
I wouldn't say rebuild the friendship, but I would say confront what the real issue is because at the same time, Melanie never ever said what she claimed that she heard
never.
me saying.
Mm-mm.
Never ever been have had to prove that. She got receipts for everything else, but she ain't got receipts for what she thinks she heard. She never even said it.
If we see each other, we can be cordial.
Right.
And
That doesn't
now
But
work
it's,
for
oh, she
viewers.
doesn't,
That doesn't work for
she,
us.
right. Now she's, oh, you don't know, Destiny doesn't know girl code. So she went from saying, I hope if we see each other, we can be cordial from season 4 or 5, whatever one it was, to now they're not friends and Destiny doesn't know girl code and she wouldn't put anything past Destiny. You see what I'm saying? It's basically that enmity there is for a storyline, but that's just my opinion. Because the only thing Destiny did was maintain a friendship with Martell. When she posted that picture of the birthday party where the kids were with Ariane and she put bet
yeah.
on, yeah, I don't think that friendship will be repaired, but I think she'll get into it with Destiny for a storyline.
That's what I'm saying.
Like she bothered.
I can see them sitting down and having a real conversation, pretty much what Unpopular Opinion is saying. I really want Destiny to confront her about all the cyberbullying that she had to deal with, and to see the thing that pisses me off. The cast on top of her keep trying to scapegoat, talk about she can't control what these people do. If these people are doing the things and they're saying they're doing it because of you in the name of you, then you absolutely, because if you got them to do the range behavior they're doing, then how can you not come out and say something and stop them from doing what they're doing? You didn't have no problem coming out and telling them to leave Carson Blue alone
But
while
you know
you
what?
using her.
Y'all
You
a
didn't have
little
no
younger
problem
than me. Do y'all remember
to
one time when Lauryn Hill had gotten in some tax trouble and they were
mhm.
asking Beyonce how she felt about that? And Beyonce was like, she is a great artist. I love her work and y'all need to stop that. And after Beyonce said that, everybody stopped talking about that. So I agree with you, young ladies. I think she could come out and state, or even with the billionaire she was allegedly dating that time when they were putting all kind of stuff in the DMs talking about you need to treat her right. She came out and told them not to bother the young man anymore.
They practically scared them off. I really think she had no choice with that one. They scared that man off.
Exactly.
Don't no man
They
want to deal
did.
with all that. Men are simple.
Mm-mm.
Men are very simple, and
Exactly.
they ain't trying to deal with all that. Not at all.
No.
Well,
It's
Mm-mm.
like,
But
how
I
did they
feel
even
like,
get?
I agree with you, Nicole. And I also
yes,
appreciate how
ma'am.
you keep calling us young, because that's my
Yeah.
superpower. I sound and look so much younger than I actually am. But I'm gonna take that
Yeah.
as a compliment consistent. So I
Well,
appreciate
thank you.
that.
I'm just saying it's very inspiring to hear young ladies with critical and analytical thinking skills that don't basically follow what the grain is saying. You guys can look at a situation and perceive it and just give a sensible take on it. You got women
Right.
that are twice as old as you guys and are fanned the F out, as they say in the Midwest. They are really fanned out because today there was a young lady in the chat. Now, I heard this from Mr. Lofty's live where she did a live today saying that if you don't buy her products, that you will stink because she's desperate to sell those products because she's in need of money for whatever reason. Maybe her order base has gone down. So she was trying to bully people into buying her products, allegedly, from
This
what
was on
they were saying this evening.
Like she was Cardi B. Cardi B's good at saying like little silly stuff like that. But you see, I think she forgot what demographic her fans are. Cause I also from my understanding, they took it personal. She had to come back and apologize.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Wait, where
I
y'all
feel like
find
it
this
took.
out at?
Thanks.
You said this is where? I
Right.
don't be knowing
That's
nothing.
what Cardi B would do. You know, Cardi B like buy the album or, Cardi B do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, where
Yeah.
did you all hear
Little John,
about this? This was on
They
on
were
live?
on Anthony Lofty's live, y'all, and he did a concert of her and her most recent show. And it was really, it was a parody, but it did show that she clearly can't sing live or she doesn't do it well. And I think Miss Marcella was saying that she had did a live. I'm in the backward ages. I don't know none about Instagram, but she was saying in that live that Miss Buddy was basically saying if you don't buy her products that you're gonna stink, and you need to buy her products ASAP. And they were like, that's basically bullying people and talking to your fans like they're, like they're less than you. And then they did say she had gone back live and apologized to everyone. So that's why I heard it, sweetheart. It was Mr. Lofty's live a little while ago.
And he is a fool. I wish I could talk to him because that thing he did with that court scene earlier today. I'm thinking he's about to talk about something for real, and here he comes skipping down the hallway. I'm like, this man
Anthony really grew on me because he grew on me. I like Anthony.
I do. So
Little
he's
John
very
says,
intelligent.
Little John says, I feel that Destiny was not that close to Martell when Melanie was together. Well, Little John, Destiny didn't live in Huntsville.
Right.
Destiny didn't live in Huntsville. She didn't attend their marriage, their wedding, and all that stuff. She didn't move back to Huntsville until her and that F-boy ex-husband of hers decided to get married, Little John. So,
but she claimed that they went to school together at some point, and that Miss Marlene had dated her dad, and that's how they knew each other.
Not Melanie. I'm talking about Melanie. Melanie. Little John saying that Melanie. No. Oh, I'm sorry. Say it again.
That her and Martell had gone to school together briefly, and that Miss Marlene, they met because Miss Marlene also dated Destiny's dad for a minute. And so they were kind of like a very, it's kind of like a brother, sister, or close friendship, but she said they were never involved at all. They have always been friends.
Can I add?
No, Little John. Little John's point is he's saying that Destiny wasn't close to Martell throughout the marriage that he had with Melanie. That's what Little John was trying to say, and that's why I said she didn't live in Huntsville. She already explained why, why that relationship, how that got cultivated. I'm sorry. Go ahead, ladies. I think you wanted to say something unpopular opinion.
Yeah, what was I gonna say? Okay, so this is what I try to do too when I'm talking about this stuff, is remind people of like real life, right? Like it's so easy to look at this stuff and completely detach it. But if you've actually lived and you have a friend group and you actually have people who care about you, like some of these are themes, right? I have friends who I've known since high school and college, and because of that friendship, I've become very close to their spouses, right? Where we even have our own sidebar relationship. So you're friends with both people. And these are folks who don't live in where I live. Like they live everywhere, and we're all collectively a friend group. So if you think about it in that regard, like I don't like, how would you even measure that to say that they aren't close or not, or close? Like the reality is that they're all close through marriage. Destiny was was close with Martell. That was his homegirl. He got married, and so therefore your wife, I'm close with you. I'm close with your wife. We're especially with couples. You know what I'm saying? Like couples, married couples, and you know, like you get together and you start to build up what we call family. In my friendship circle, and that came about during COVID when we had our family, right? Especially with your elders getting older and folks are starting to pass away and people are getting sick. Like your actual friends become your family because you still got young kids. You need a support system, and the elders can't really do it. So like all of those folks become your new family. So I don't know how you would say. I have friends that I probably only talk to every 3 months, but if something were to go down, that's my ace. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to say, well, they weren't even close. Like it's no way to really say that. But I think that once things fall apart, it's real easy to start, pinpointing faults on people. And that's what happens with the show. But unfortunately, we only ever get to explore what Melody sees as the faults, because she's going to run down on Destiny and how, they was probably messing around when she know full well them two don't want no parts of each other. If I know somebody from high school, I already had a chance when I was 16, 17 years old. What I want when I'm over 40. He balding himself, 9 heads in it. But I'm going after him now, child. I could have had him in his prime.
Right. And it's funny, she can even fix a little.
Everybody with Melody has the two sides.
Right. Yeah. And you see what Nell finally did? Nell finally chose his side. You ain't invited to the birthday party.
Melody does choose sides.
I really hate entertaining this, Little John. I really hate entertaining this, but I'm gonna entertain this, but I'm not gonna highlight it. But I'm gonna get this a little bit of entertainment with letting you know that is Boo Lang Lang, aka bullshit. Nobody is sitting around pretending to be a slow meter for what, Little John? Please explain to me your explanation of why somebody would sit around to be a slow meter. Who?
People who like
has
attention.
no life? Please, Little John,
I want to
explain
know how
that to
they
me.
find these channels. If you don't like, I just want to know, do they stalk channels that don't like her and then like windmill for her, like they're going to change somebody's mind? Because nobody that is not a meter goes in their chats or on their channels. So why do you guys relentlessly stalk people, find these channels, distract programming, and think you're going to change people's minds? I don't understand why you take time out of your life to stalk channels and distract programming. You're not going to make anybody feel any differently.
No, not at all. Little John, I've seen you quite
with actual
you're here to be opposition, which is okay.
I say that too, sweetheart, but they're not going to do that because all her fans are aggressive bullies like her. They can't have a decent debate. They're not capable of it. Unless they're going directly at people and being aggressive to people, calling them names and being nasty, those people aren't sensible enough to have an honest debate and make good TV or good programming by going back and forth. They resort to bullying, calling names, and being nasty to people, just like who they follow.
That's very much so true. I've experienced it firsthand.
Even when you on Sherelle's World Butterfly, when you hit the panel, they were being just as nasty. I'm watching and I'm like, I can't believe they come over here. Sherelle just came out. Y'all need to leave me alone. Stop harassing me. I'm going to find out who you are. I was like, wow. They've stalked these channels relentlessly and make themselves look like idiots because nobody from this side goes over there distracting their program. And so I'm like, how do you find these channels? Then you subscribe. And then every time somebody gets on, you defend somebody who wouldn't care less about you unless you're buying their products.
Right. That part.
I have to find this live thing. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, Wait, she was taking her wig
Nobody.
off on the
Okay.
live?
Tell me what happened, Unpopular.
I'm
I'm
kisses.
looking at this
What happened?
thumbnail Anthony Lofty's got on here look like Mel taking her wig off, child.
That's what they
Let
said
me
on the
see.
live, that somebody was fixing her wig on stage. I couldn't catch that part because I wasn't looking closely. I was just listening to the singing. Girl, it was so funny. It was. It was so funny. I was like, wow. You know, and Butterfly, she was on stage, girl, getting it. She really thought she was Patti LaBelle, honey. I mean, the way she was trying to belt that, and it just sounded horrific. I'm sorry, but it did. It
Girl.
was. I mean, you could tell it's auto tune on the
I
videos
wouldn't-
or whatever the young folks use.
It's auto
Put it like this: she's got an excellent recording
I
engineer.
couldn't get past the outfit to even bother listening to. The outfit was a mess, so I already knew the vocals was a mess.
I don't know how she didn't trip in those boots, because you know when boots don't fit, you kind of trip over them, and one was higher than the other one, and I was scared she was gonna fall, because I don't see how you could have balanced as big as those boots were. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they rubbed up against each other one time, or if she missed a step, she could have fallen in the boots.
I know she thinks Jay Bolin got her hooked and slayed, but Jay Bolin needs to hook and slay her to make sure her outfits are sitting and fitting. Everything she
Right.
ever wears ahead always looks too big on her. Like
It does.
her
It really does.
designer.
Yeah, it doesn't fit well. It's really big for
Yeah.
her. I agree.
Right. Right.
You know, but
Yeah.
it's like I said with her, and my dad is, you know, born around that time. You know, I know y'all don't like signs, but you know, with them, you know, people born around that time of year, they make you pick sides. They even make their kids pick sides. And so with them, with mommy, you wear red bottoms. Over dad's house, I have to send food. You know, they kind of make their kids even pick sides by being so divisive. You see what I'm saying? But in the long run, the kids will make their own decisions as they get older. You see what I'm saying? Even now,
Red
my
bottoms
dad
are
gets
not
mad.
comfortable anyway. And I don't know
I
why
heard.
anybody would put them on their kids. Like, they do not feel good. And they run like two sizes too small, or two sizes small, but whatever. That's just the type of stuff to me that I think it's just dumb. And especially when people think that
Mhm.
that's a good thing. Like, look, she got the kids wearing red bottoms. It's like, okay, that's
Right.
like walking around in wooden shoes. Like, that's
I don't even know what they
Man.
are, but I know they're pretty expensive. But I'm just saying, even my dad still gets mad when I talk to my mom. They make their kids pick sides by being very divisive. And, you know, to me, that just encourages negative behavior, but them not my kids. So I'm not going to comment. But all I'm saying is that if you're not riding with her, you're an enemy as far as she's concerned. So there's not going to be a lot of solidarity with friendships with her not being around. Now, Destiny and Tisha, I respect them so much because they're going to be friends regardless. You see what I'm saying? I hope Stormy kind of and Tisha kind of work things out, because with Miss Buddy around, there's a lot of divisiveness. She's not happy unless everybody's going at each other. And Butterfly made me really look at that, because everybody would be friends when a certain person is not around.
Right. They would get along perfectly. Like, I think Unpopular Opinion pointed out the Vegas trip. Before she got to that Vegas trip, they was having a good old time.
Yeah, I watched it then. They really were.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody was
Can y'all
getting
still hear
along.
me?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah, you're right.
Little John,
Everybody was
and
getting
you know what,
along.
Little John, you are so correct about that. What makes your statement that you just said, Little John, even worse is that it's black women tearing down other black women.
Right.
So you're absolutely
Yeah, we
right.
need
Black
to
women
like
are the
have
most
real
disrespected and
conversations.
most unprotected and neglected
And first of all, that scene came from like
when we do
that
it with to each other.
What were you
scene
saying,
came
Mhm.
from
Unpopular?
No, go ahead, baby. I'm
that
sorry. Yeah.
three white women. First of all, that black women are the most disrespected. That's something that three white women put out there. It's not, but and aside from that, it's also
It's not like Butterfly is saying. We say that and then we pretend, and I said this on my show, on my channel too. We pretend like it's black girls protecting other black, black women protecting black women. But it's never that. It's only if it's somebody who you don't like or that you can trauma bond with. Right. Like if you can trauma bond and you see that they got the same struggles as you, where they can't be better than you, right, where you feel like it's a level playing field, then those are women that you gonna go up for. But if you see another woman who's doing slightly better than you, who has something going on, then it's a competition. And I say this all the time.
That's why I don't have a lot of black
it's really
women as
messed up.
friends.
It's really messed up because I'm telling you, it's hard to make friends with them because when you and y'all know this is true, you go into an invite. I went to something with my at my kids' school, and they had like a black mom little situation off to the side, which I was like, that's not really my jam to do separate things. Again, unpopular opinion. I got all types of views, but I went. They were like, "You should come."
Right.
And I went in there, and do you know, not one person said anything to me. They looked at me, looked at me up and down of like what I was wearing, the whole thing, and then they continued having conversations. And I was just thinking to myself, like, how y'all gonna invite parents? Like y'all want to have this quote unquote camaraderie because y'all feel like we need it because otherwise nobody gonna look out for our kids in this school because of the other race of people who go here. But then we come here and y'all just as hainty and snooty. I'm gonna tell you what, them white moms don't act like this when the regular stuff is going on. They didn't put a beer in your hand and everything else. They nosy is all get out, but at least they acknowledging and talking to you. Like, let's stop pretending like black women are just so engaging and inviting.
They're not.
Only until y'all realize y'all know somebody in common, then it's hey girl, hey. Or they realize that you want a lower status than them, then it's like, oh, okay, I guess you tolerable.
It's
like,
no solidarity with us unless they feel like you're at the same level economically, or from what I notice is when you have black women that have a regular family structure, or they make a certain level as far as salary, then they can be friends. But again, if someone, that's just my observation with being almost 50. But if you have someone who you feel like is doing better, or you want to feel superior and you want to look down at people, then there's no solidarity. So I don't have a lot of black women as friends. And my mom gets on me about that. She's like, you can't be judgmental because other races are the same way. But I don't see it, because she's like, you don't hang around them to see it. You see what I'm saying? But the only thing I'm saying is it's not a lot of solidarity with black women unless they feel like there's a level playing field, like Unpopular was saying. I agree.
Yeah.
Even if within a group of like socioeconomically equal like women, like it's still a then you get into what activities your kids are in and who's doing like it's always some sort of competitive. And I do commingle with other races as well because I'm just curious. Like I got so bored during COVID that I just started to explore so many different things, and I've been very interested in the things that I found out. But even just like pushing aside my fears and concerns, like going places when people invite me with other ethnicities, and I notice a lot of things. They are more welcoming, but they still talk trash in their friendship circles. Like they gossip a lot, which I think is also out of bounds. But as far as like the initial, like trying to make friends, like they're much more welcoming initially.
Sure,
we all got
more engaging.
But this whole thing that we disrespected, like we disrespect each other. So who we mad?
Let me tell you something, and that's what I want to touch on. And let me have like 2 minutes.
My mother is a very friendly person. She shows a lot of people love. In fact, I get irritated with my mother sometimes because I feel like you got to show people how to treat you, and my mother lets people get away with doing a lot of stuff to her, and she still gets. So, Little John, I'm not talking about my mother. I'm not talking about my aunt, because my aunt is a church-going, Bible-thumping person who's a little introverted. So, no.
You can tell by your spirit, though. You can, Butterfly. You're a very positive person. But let me say this real quick. Do you know that
I'm rough around the edges,
when I
but
walk up to black women, and they are,
Mm-mm, I
and
don't.
you're nice to black women, they get shocked. You know, like when I say, I'm like, good evening, how are you guys doing? Black women are so used to treating each other so negatively that when you're nice to them, they get really surprised.
Yeah,
I'm
they do.
serious. Yeah, and I'm
Yeah, they
like,
do.
and there
No,
you
that's
when I my
true.
mom was like, get to know them and be kind, and you'll see they look shocked when you're not looking them up and down, and you're just really engaging. They look so they look
Mhm.
so surprised.
Right
But
there.
most of my friends are Hispanic, so I really didn't branch out to really make friends with a lot of black women until my mom said, you need to stop being so judgmental because that's not normal for you to look at your own race a certain way. So she said, just treat them like you do your other friends. So I started being more engaging, and they look shocked when you're nice to them. They look genuinely surprised because they treat each other so negatively, and there's so much backbiting. But when you get to know them, a lot of times they're not as confrontational as you think they are. It's just like a chip on their shoulder to me, a lot of
Yes,
them,
it
you
is.
know.
And we're speaking
There is a
generally. We're not
I
talking
can
about
say this. I
all.
can't. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Unpopular opinion.
No, go ahead, Butterfly. I'll say it after you.
No. Go ahead, babe. I'm sorry. Y'all know I got a delay, and go ahead, babe.
No,
You're
my
good,
son just
sweetheart.
came in talking about something. Go ahead, Butterfly. What-
Oh my goodness. Fine. I
It's your
was
show.
gonna say, no, it's our show, co-host. Um,
Okay. All right, sweetheart.
right. Okay, like Nicole, help me out here. She knows she's my co-host,
Okay.
and you're our wing girl.
I know that's
Okay.
right. I love you guys because
Okay.
it's so refreshing.
Yes,
What I
and
was
I
gonna,
love
if
when
you
you
want
come
me to,
put in a good
Thank
aspect
you.
too. Right. Mm-hmm.
I got a delay too, so I don't know what we're gonna do, Butterfly.
Right.
No,
Okay.
y'all good. Like I said, y'all, it's very refreshing to listen to young ladies that have the ability to have different perspectives without being confrontational. Because you get on some panels and people get to arguing back and forth, and it's just not enjoyable after a while. When you know,
Yeah,
oh
I
Lord,
agree.
you watching this panel, somebody gonna get into it. They gonna be up
Yeah,
here for
or they
hours
get like
arguing.
super preachy too, which I don't like hearing that. It just be going too far. But what I, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's like, did we
yeah.
get to, then we
But
get
I,
into the service? I don't want to
I
hear.
grew up in a very diverse city,
That's
so I grew
true.
up around a lot of different ethnicity, and for me, I say it's
Mhm.
I feel like that the backbiting and the this and the that you can get that a little bit in all cultures because
That's what my
I've
mom
been
says.
like,
That's true.
I don't really feel I'm not even gonna lie to you like. I grew up in a very diverse city, and and I've been fortunate enough that I have a lot of friends that are from a lot of different backgrounds. But I can't
Mhm.
deny like certain things, like um, I grew up around a lot of Haitians, and
Mhm.
a lot of the women look so
Mhm.
down on Black American women. They like have a really nasty disposition when it comes to us,
Preach,
even
butterfly.
Hispanic women. Like I just went to an after party, holiday weekend, chilling, having
Mhm.
fun, and it was diverse. It was, to be honest with you, I've never really went to an after party that had the crowd was as diverse as it was. But it
Mhm.
was a lot of
Mhm.
Dominican and Hispanic women. As soon as I walk in, I'm getting the up and down, and the homegirl not even. I'm in line waiting for the bathroom. Homegirl way over yonder, mind you. I said, "Excuse me," to get past her to get into the line to the
Mhm.
bathroom.
Yeah.
She come running up behind me. Oh, I was in line. Girl, how was you in line when I just said excuse you to get past you to get to this door? Girl, don't play
Butterfly,
with
let me
me.
say something to you real
But
quick, baby.
she
My
really got
father's
mad.
family's from
So me,
Trinidad,
I
and you are
just
so
off.
smart. I don't deal with them because they think they're better than Americans. Why? When most of them come over here because they poor. Like my dad comes from the country, the jungle
Right.
in Trinidad, right? My
Mm.
relatives insult me. Oh, Americans this, and why you date Americans that? And I tell them, baby, I'm from Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. Okay, you came over here to live our life over here. If it was so good, why you didn't stay to bleep where you were? You see what I'm saying? So I don't deal with
Can I
my
add
father's
something,
family
y'all?
because
Well, I really try to come from a different angle and explain to them that you don't you don't really understand the history. You know what I mean? Because I feel
Mhm.
like feel like y'all get fed a lot of propaganda,
Period.
and the way y'all view us as the white man in America view us. And I feel like y'all have allowed them to feed y'all a lot of propaganda. Now, one day I had a conversation with, I call them Zoes. They're not all Zoes, which some of them really don't want to be associated with a Zoe because they consider that not good. But it's just a thing. It's something I do. But I was having a conversation, and one of them explained to me when they first got here to America, it was black kids that would pick on them and make fun of them and treat them really harsh. So I'm like, okay, now I can understand it from that aspect. You know what I'm saying? But when you come over here with a broad straight and just automatically just have all this negative, and like I said, to me it sounds like a lot of what the white man thinks of black people. That's when I disconnect.
But if, let
And
me say
really,
this
and
to
rather
you.
than,
What my
coming at
mom
them
told
like,
my
why
aunt,
you
sweetheart, so you won't
I
feel
just try
bad. When a white man look at them, they don't see what country they come from, honey. They treat them all the same, sweetheart. My mama shut
and
my
that's
whole
what I tell
family
them.
up with that. So a white person
Well,
or a
that's
clear person,
what I tell them too. Because there's things that
Be careful, please.
that we've dealt with in our community that they haven't. Like they didn't have a crack epidemic. I think now they're dealing with it. Some countries now are dealing with it. They didn't have the crack epidemic
yes,
we
they
did.
did,
You
baby.
know,
They were the same
Can
way
I
we
interject,
that. In
y'all?
fact, they're worse because they grow up outside and they have it unlimited access to it, honey. But what I'm telling you is a person can't look at you and tell what country you're from. So eventually they get it too. Like my mom told my auntie, stay over here for a little while and watch you get treated the same way. So they were talking about the inequality at work, just the usual stuff. My mom said, welcome to
yeah.
America, sweetheart. Right.
Right.
A,
Hey,
a
BK.
person can't look at you.
Thank you for joining us. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry. I just wanted to welcome
I want
BK because she just. Yep.
That's okay.
Go
I
ahead.
wanted to kind of go back slightly to something that Little John, Letty Little John has said that I wanted to clarify too. Like the thing about
Mhm.
what do your grandmothers and all that, as we're talking, and again, connecting this back to Love and Marriage Huntsville, this is about the Black women being disrespected and unprotected, because that's kind of like that narrative and their freedom song that they give for Melody, right? That's her what she deals with. And but she apparently the only black woman on the show, apparently. But anyway, we can't, I'm not gonna talk about what my mama and my aunties and my grandmother were like as friends, because I don't know that. I wasn't trying to be part of their friendship circles. But I can tell you this, that as a generation, I did see my aunties and my grandma and all them together a lot. I did see them cooking together. I did see them talking. I did see them sitting at the table drinking and slapping fives.
Right.
I saw that my whole life. I'm gonna tell you what
In
doesn't
the
happen
Midwest, though,
anymore.
baby, they all about
But let me
family.
just finish,
My mom is
let me just
all
finish.
y'all.
Hold on, Nicole. Go ahead,
I'm
unpopular
sorry.
So
opinion.
what I do remember is seeing that. I don't see that as much anymore, which is why you have the rise of what I was talking about, of family. Like cousins, when I look at my people have moved across states because of the upward mobility, which a lot of folks want to continue, Black folks included, want to be victims and pretend like we just ain't overcame nothing and we just so poor and whatever. We have more education and than ever before.
Right.
And that gives more opportunities and it separates people. That's what has
Right.
led to the issue that we're seeing. It's not just about being Black, it's also about the introduction of wealth and money and status. Because back when we're talking about our grandmother's generation, there was no real status. There wasn't a wide middle class like it is now. And so that's
Right.
what we're dealing with
That's true.
in later generations, is about the education gap now, us and our grandmothers, right? Like if you like it's a real thing. If I look at the life that my children live, it's nothing like the life I lived as a child, and it's nowhere near the life that my grandmother lived as a child. Like all of our generations are doing better and better, and there's less struggle. Each generation of Black folks have struggled less, so that has consequences. It has consequences, and the consequence is now we're in a space where we have status, and we have more money and we have all these
Right.
things, then now we kind of look at each other like, I don't really need no friends because I get
Mhm.
paid this much money and I do for myself. And that's now the stand-in for relationships, whether it's a
But can I say
Yeah,
relationship,
this
a
to you, sweetheart? In the
relationship,
Midwest,
right,
though,
or
I'm
any other
asking you a
relationship.
question. They are so
like that.
family oriented. Cause my,
I
you
live
know,
in the Midwest.
they,
I don't see it. I'm from
yeah, I
Chicago, born and
know.
raised.
Yeah.
Don't see it.
And they still not a really in, because I know my mom's family, or what I see with my cousins, they're like really close. You know, they do everything with family, the holidays together. That's really interesting that you say it's not a lot of that anymore, being from that area of the country.
That's why I'm
It's
glad,
a
Nicole. I'm
lot of reasons
saying
why, and you also got to have too like the mental health reason or aspect of it as well.
right.
That younger
Right.
Yeah,
people, millennials, and I won't get with them Z's because I can't do them generally speaking. Anybody who can't write in cursive, I'm not having no arguments and no debate with you.
you
But
sound like my mother.
I
our
know that's
Gen
right.
X
It's
and
so pissed
millennials,
about that. Hmm.
X and millennials too, like we know something about mental health. Like if I even think about
Mhm.
the way that our moms and aunties used to even speak to us a little bit, it was like it's certain things that I don't do to my children, and I don't have no trauma story behind it. But you just start to
Right.
reflect, and we also realize, okay, I'm gonna protect my peace. I'm not about to be going back and forth with my auntie when she want to come and try to tell me how to cook or tell me how to clean my house. All the stuff that was normal, that they would
Mhm.
do. I think it's
Hey,
endearing for them to come
about
over
that.
and try
The
to take over.
this newer generation. Yeah, this newer generation don't like to take no type of guidance,
Mm-mm.
like at
But
all.
you
They
know
feel
what?
like they take. I don't know. I don't know what. I think it's called oppositional something, but they really are really oppositional when you're just trying to help guide them
Mhm.
and bring them along. You know what I mean? And I totally agree with you on what you're saying, unpopular opinion, because one of the things I always say to my kids is I wish they had the childhood I had. I had family reunions
Mhm.
every single year, and
Right.
I
mainly
can't remember the last
transported.
time we had a
We
reunion.
talk. Right. And that's my kids don't like the way I know my cousins, because mind you, I'm in a state where I only have one of my cousins that live here. I have a very huge family on
Mhm.
my grandmother's side and my grandfather's side, but none of
Mhm.
them live in this state. So I
Okay.
kind of like you said, unpopular opinion, a lot of people that I'm close to that I've known 20, 30 plus years are my family. You know what I'm saying? I've
Mhm.
known them for so long
Same
that
here.
they've become my family. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I kind of agree with you, like, because the childhood that I had, my kids don't have. They like they haven't been to now. Well, they nope. I don't even think I brought them to that family reunion. I think that year I left them. Nope. Yeah. No, I did bring them to that family reunion. Never mind. So they only been to one family reunion, whereas I
Mhm.
had multiple family reunions. Like certain songs come on, it's like shut like the electric slide. I don't care where I am. I don't care if I'm the only one doing it. The fact that we played it at my family reunion every single
Yeah.
year and I'm like the only kid on the dance floor. I like the original electric slide, not all the stuff that came out after. I know everybody like the cha
Right.
cha cha and all that
I
mess.
can't
I
stand
like the original electric slide. That's
same
my
here.
favorite. That's all time go to. So you really touched on something unpopular opinion
She
with that.
did. She's so
Yeah, and
smart.
I
And like
that's
I
why
said, my family won't come down south.
that's
They hate it down here.
yeah,
They'll visit
that's
once a year, but a lot of my northern relatives don't want to be nowhere south of the Mason-Dixon line. They ain't trying to do it. So we go up there and see them once a year, but they don't. My kids didn't grow up with them. You see what I'm saying? So unpopular really did hit. That's correct. But my whole thing is this. Me and my kids had a kind of relationship with a lot of young people. I always let them say what was on their mind at home. So I felt like they could tell me anything the way they wanted to tell me at home, though. So I think with a lot of these parents now, they don't want to relate. They are still in the line of, I'm the parent, you're going to respect me. And that's not the way. The authoritarian way, in my opinion, is not the way to raise kids. Now, my ex-husband had a whole different outlook on that, but he's a lot older than me. But you guys are so insightful because a lot of times kids don't know their family.
balance because I kind of believe I kind of agree with you to an extent on that, Nicole. Like
Mhm.
the way our parents raised us with the do as I say and not as I do, and
Right.
children will be seen and not heard and stuff like
Right.
that. I think that did hinder, the generations, but I think it's a balance because I think there was a reason that was in place, and I believe it produced a lot more productive
My
adults.
ex-husband says that, but I'm gonna disagree
So I
because
do believe
even with
there needs to be a balance.
even
I do
doing it
believe
different, Butterfly, just think about it.
yeah.
My kids aren't felons. They all work. You know what I'm saying? They all pay their bills on time. But my husband was like, my ex-husband was like, girl, you need to do this, this, and that. So I think if you have one parent that is like that and the other parent that isn't, I think that's how you create a balance. But there are those who tend to disagree with me. But let me just say one important thing before I drop down. The older generation is the one that fosters the divisiveness to me. Because if you got older people arguing and cursing and just pitting their own kids against each other. Well, this cousin has more, this cousin's this, or you get a lot of the old people that start things between the younger people. It fosters that. And I talk to young people in my neighborhood, and
Yeah.
they don't encourage unity.
We could bring that back to Love and Marriage Huntsville because that's exactly what happened with Kiki and Letitia.
Exactly.
So it's funny
there you go.
say that. Yeah.
We're the ones that foster that. That's why I tell, even with my kids' friends, I would sit and be like, if somebody look at you crazy and is talking about your clothes, I said, do you pay attention to trash that's in the street? No, ma'am. So why should you pay attention to that? And then I would get them together and make them make friends. Tell me what you like about this person. I like their outfit, or I like they make me laugh, or whatever. But you had a lot of older people in the neighborhood that encourage these young people to fight and encourage them to argue. And it just goes from generation to generation to generation. So think about that. You see what I'm saying? Don't foster that kind of competition, even with your kids and their friends or the family members, because it'll keep going on and going on. Just listen to a lot of the ways those older women talk about kids over there.
Right.
Can I add
Disgusting.
something?
I mean, to me,
Hold on. Yeah, unpopular opinion.
oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm sorry.
Something that I mentioned, I think may have gotten lost in this too. Like and I think Butterfly, you may be on the wave that I was talking about. In this is that I don't think that the recent generations are worse off. I think that it's different. Like they don't have, like for instance, we talk about all the time, my cousins and my sisters and all that. We talk about all the ways that we should have died in the 80s. And our kids love listening to that. Just wait.
Right.
They think that it is so funny because we literally were not, and we have to reflect, like they literally were not watching us. Like I said, I just told one of my siblings yesterday, I was like, they literally were like, I worked all day and that's all. It was like, as long as you not dying or trying to drink bleach, you all right, right? But now we do have more what we call concierge parenting. We do have more helicopter parenting where we are keeping our kids from being able to make independent decisions. And so like I'm with you, Butterfly, as it relates to that. I think that there has to be a balance. And I think that the data already shows, if you all look at the youth mental health report, the kids these days are 70% more depressed and anxious than kids in previous generations.
They don't go outside enough. They don't.
Yes.
They don't go out. They're not social.
But let me finish. But part of that, it's not just that, it's also the lack of struggle. So when you had to overcome, you were able to be uncomfortable, right? You were able to figure it out. Then you become more resilient.
That's
yourself.
true.
You know how to problem solve.
Yeah.
But when your mom is there at the school doing everything, talking to everybody, trying to get the bullies to leave you alone, doing all that wasn't real life in the 70s and the 80s and the 60s. Like if you had a bully, I remember my mama making us fight the bullies. My mama always said, you get the big and bad, that's one. Like that's what you do. That was her advice. Was go up to the school and Like that's what there was no
Already.
running up.
Listen, I remember
But
the
that's
chick
not
chased me home when she was older than me, and my mama just was getting
yeah.
home from work, get out her clothes yet. Man, my mama brought me back downstairs and said, "Now you go ahead and fight her," because
That's how they
my mama
do.
Yeah.
made me fight her, and
Facts. Same here.
They would make you fight.
that
Absolutely. And so
just
I'm just
yeah,
saying
got me
now
in
that
that.
the reason why there's separation too is just that we have more means, and so we have more opportunities. Like I said in the comments, like we too big. Like Lakeisha was like, nah, because I got the big house and the degree, like I'm all that. It's like also we go on vacations now. We didn't do that when we were
Yeah,
kids. They
that's
weren't
true.
taking the
No,
whole family with there.
my family
You know,
reunions, yeah, right about that.
we're
Exactly.
just able to do more, and that creates distance. So whereas you would have had a family reunion, y'all going to Disney, so everybody can't go. So you can't. The
Hmm.
schedules don't align because
It's true.
this
Right,
cousin out of the country, this person gonna be studying or doing. So it's not as much just idle time too
Right.
that we
right,
used to have
Hmm.
back
and
That's so true.
yeah,
because we have
and
so
I'm
much
so
more
glad you went
access.
back to that unpopular opinion because I was gonna say that you was right about the community structure. I think when we was coming up, we was more together because we all linked on each other and depended on each other
Hmm.
to survive. Where, like you
Right,
said,
you had
not so
to.
much now.
We should have all been
To
dead.
Exactly.
Do you know that
right.
my cousin hid in
That's
the
true.
dryer? We were playing hide and seek, and she hid in the dryer, and I could not
Oh,
find them. She was in the dryer, and
Mm-mm.
thought that was a good idea. Like, so I have so many stories of like, how did we survive the
same here.
80s?
Right,
I would like the way
right.
we used to walk around. I remember when I was living down here with my dad, and there was this guy that was, walking around literally taking people's eyes out. Okay. And we walking around Dallas staying out till 2 in the morning. You see what I'm saying? So we should
I
have been, you see,
remember they used to let us run the streets in the summertime till
yeah,
like
Oh,
12.
we run the streets all
right.
night long
Yeah.
Mm.
outside. You come
Yeah.
in, they watching the news. They ain't thought about you. The food in the
Exa-
microwave. You come in, go get the food out
exactly.
the microwave, go to bed. It's like what?
They didn't
But
call
I
you
used to have
in
to
the
make
club.
my kids go to the movies and go to the mall. They
Listen,
stay in
they
too much for me.
get together,
They're
y'all be
not
all right.
social enough to me. That's why it's so much
Yeah,
depression.
that's true.
They're not social.
Yeah.
I used to have to make my kids and their friends go. Y'all go to the movies. Y'all go to the mall. Don't be in the house on the phone and on the laptops all the time. That's just weird to me.
Well,
You know,
Nicole, guess who you also describing? Now you describing the millimeters, and that's what their problem is. They not social.
You better tell it unpopular opinion.
oh my
Tell
God,
it.
she's so smart.
They not
Amen.
social.
Tell it.
They won't get off the
Amen.
internet.
CJ from the beat sector. Tell it.
Oh my God.
They
Amen.
gotta
She
get
she
outside.
always hit
Go
the
to the
nail on the
mall.
head.
Go to
When
the
I
mall.
Not
tell
at
you
all, sweet.
and touch some grass, I'm not just talking about going to some con event. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
spending all their money. Right. That's what it is, though, sweetheart. A con event. I agree. I agree. You see what I'm saying? Because they live their lives through TV. I agree, unpopular, or they live their lives through characters. Anytime you can do a live and do a 3-part series on somebody's debt, I just couldn't believe it. I was amazed that they sit at home, pull credit reports, and do hours of lives about it.
yeah, we back. You John, you late, girl. You late. Where you been? Where you been? Roaming these YouTube streets. What you pick up? What you pick up? Look, we supposed to be doing it. We on this. You know what? This is bad.
No, it's not. It all goes back to that. She hit the nail on the head as always. They're not social. They live their lives through these characters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
They
they
live
take it so seriously.
Yeah, they do. They're way too serious, and like they acted like homegirl ain't got no dirt that can be dug up. Like, but like
I'm waiting on that to happen.
yeah, my thing is I would never take that angle. I mean, I will throw out what's already out there, but I'm not about to go spend my money because they got to be spending money. Some of these records that they get, you got to spend $5, $10. I don't care what it is. You got to spend some money to get these records.
That's
As much as they claim records, it's still costing you money to get a hold of them.
Period. Is it that serious? Go ahead, Unpopular. I'm always interested in what both of you have
Oh,
to
you
say. Go
have?
ahead.
Oh, really, Juju? Oh, now you want to jump out the bushes? Okay, girl.
Hey, Ginger.
We're gonna put you on the spot.
Oh, Nicole, I was going to ask you because I think that you saw this where I posted that comment of the lady that was like talking about herself in response to one of my
Mhm.
reviews about Melody.
Mhm.
She was like,
Mhm.
I disagree because I am very much like Melody. And then she went on to tell her whole life story, child.
Yes.
I was like,
A whole
this
page.
is
I seen that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, you can't
Unpopular
make this
gotta though.
up.
How they
Okay,
find these
Juju,
little channels.
I got me.
It's amazing how they
Mm-mm.
find every channel that does not agree with them. And I'm like, how the hell? And then they subscribe and keep going on them. Like that's how seriously they take it. They going to bat like they're, defending their child or their girlfriend. It just amazes me how they even find these channels. It's just
Like
astounding.
I tell with their ex-husband or their husband and slept with them or something and had a baby. Man,
Yeah,
it's bonkers. A thesis. Somebody could do a college thesis on them.
exactly.
Really.
And it's like
True.
there's so much more to talk about, like we were touching on earlier, and they just live vicariously through that one character. It's just not normal to me. It's
It's not.
weird. Like it's almost Jim Jones Kool-Aid. Like it's like
It
y'all
ain't
show up
hard,
at this
but
event. If she tells y'all to drink the grape Kool-Aid, y'all gonna do it. It's just that weird.
we back. And I'm just telling
Oh,
her
yeah.
to thank Lil Jon because she producing the live because we were responding to her.
Oh, yeah.
Amen. She
John
was.
produced the live.
But it's more to talk about
If
than
y'all
that one
I
show.
want to give her that. I want to give her
But
that.
what we were talking about goes back to the show. I'm serious because
do.
you have certain
It does.
people's mothers that will condone this kind of behavior because you would think a mom would pull that person to the side and say, look, this has got to stop. Your image is looking a mess, that kind of thing. But you get on and you address a blogger. So you see where it comes from home. You address a blogger on your daughter's behalf. You see what I'm saying? I mean, even Miss
Yeah.
Wanda came out years ago and said, y'all, it's a TV show. You taking it so seriously. It's a TV show. That's what the mother said. But you got these other mothers, or that one mother in particular, you would think, okay, sweetheart, this has gone a little too far. But she takes it personally too when somebody says something about her child because she's arguing with the blogger. And Butterfly, you're the one that told the blogger, say they talking about you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, it was
I
ridiculous.
did. I was just about to say misbehaving.
Yep.
Right. Right. That's what I'm saying, Davita. That's why I'm telling Davita. I absolutely believe it. Because she sure took the time out of her day. She's so unbothered that she had to give her a shout out on her Instagram.
Mm-hmm. So the
She's
mother,
so unbothered. You
she's,
have to understand.
but
They
she
kill me
tries
with
to
that.
act like
She's
she's so
so
much better.
unbothered. She's so unbothered. That's why she always mentioning and doing and saying little slick stuff and sending out smoke signals. Yeah, okay.
But the mother is so much better than the other ones, though. I don't mean to sound like I'm popular, but she puts herself on such a I don't do ghetto. Okay, but you
That's
act that way.
lie.
You might, right. She just
That's
as
a lie.
bad as
Because
the other
first of
ones.
all, comments in season 1, right along with Wanda. See, everybody just don't talk about her, but she been out here windmilling in these social media streets just as long as Wanda has. First of all,
Mhm.
she didn't even really have that much time on the show. You don't remember a couple of years ago, every other content creator was interviewing her like she really had something that we wanted to hear about
Right.
outside
I
of Mark.
remember
We
that.
want to know about Mark, not the lie you told that y'all was just friends, because apparently that was a lie. You and Mark
It
was
was.
more than just friends. Y'all was friends with benefits.
Anytime you
But
paying somebody child support, I mean, I don't think friends would do that. And I remember Tisha saying that individual was trying to be a Scot at one point.
listen,
They were
You
so
paying,
involved with.
paying another man's child support that you ain't married to, that you
Right.
just, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever
I
y'all
agree.
called yourself, but you paying child support, but you ain't in no relationship with him, girl. Bye. Only the slow media
Or when
believe
they
that bull crap.
remember when they brought the other brother
Got
on the show
mad
and they
because
were
he
saying,
the brother I'm talking about, and you got mad. Let's just be real. You got mad because Mark had receipts and he put you
right,
on blast. So now you try to
that's
make
right.
it seem like Mark was a stalker. Oh, now I gotta go get a gun and like you just. I see where Melanie get it from. I see exactly where Giraffe
See,
get her over dramatized dramatic BS from. That man
yep,
and her big back
you're
van.
so smart. Exactly, you are
Yes, he
so
does.
smart. And Miss Van,
To
she
be the
always tries to act like she's a cut above, and
yeah. Mark had a lot of
I'm
receipts.
better.
They don't want to
He
talk.
sure do,
Mark,
and I'm better
I
than
ain't
the
gonna.
other mothers.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Mark is a bit of a chauvinist pig, but he had receipts on that big back van. I don't care what none of y'all
Yep,
say.
I agree.
And he
And
dropped.
she always tries to put herself above the other mothers, and that's why. And my mom, why the other mothers get the film, but mine doesn't. And that's another way they got Miss Wanda off is
Stop
because
saying
she.
that.
Mm-hmm,
She ain't funny. She
mm-hmm.
ain't Miss Wanda. She don't got no
Nope,
personality. She don't bring nothing.
none, not at all.
I'm talking about
Miss
seeing
Wanda
film.
kept them ratings up. Miss Wanda kept
Listen,
them ratings up. She had her own fan base, in my opinion. Carlos even said it. I forgot
hold
where.
on.
I think on that night show.
Hold on, Nicole. Unpopular
Yes,
opinion.
ma'am.
I see that you say you understand why people respect her. I want to hear your perspective.
Yeah,
Because
me
I
I was
shared my.
talking
Give me yours.
oh, Little John was talking about Miss Van, how she really respects Miss Van. I said I understand. That makes sense to me. I see why people would respect her. She is presenting as the church, mom. She
Mm,
is very, like she has the archetype of the I don't want to say a mammy because that would be partially disrespectful, but it's like that. It's like it's a mammy character,
mhm,
and like people respect
mhm.
the mammy because she feeds the kids and she, like she
Right,
is the matriarch of the family. Like you see Miss Van, she's supposed to make you think about your big mama. And then you can't really
right,
Right.
go, big mama, because that's gonna make you feel disrespectful because we respect our elders. Like it makes sense for
exactly.
folks to respect the image and character that Miss Van brings. I just think that it's a
Right.
flat character and it's just inauthentic because if they criticize Miss
Mhm.
Preach.
Merlene, they gotta criticize Miss Van for the exact same reason. She don't hold Melody accountable.
Not at
And any
all.
Right.
other mamas that we bring on these reality TV shows, usually we only bring mamas on that got attitude and care and personality. We started with
Mhm.
Mama Joy on Real Housewives of
Right.
Atlanta. Then we got to
Mhm.
I
Mama
Like
can't.
E
that
on
too.
Love and Hip Hop, right? Then
Right.
we got to like
Yeah.
we haven't we
Jim Jones'
usually see
mother. Don't
mamas on
forget Jim
reality
Jones.
TV and Jim
Right.
Jones' mom on they show, and like all the moms
Mhm.
that we typically see on TV are like Wanda.
He's proposed by
So
Right.
that's a
Frankie. God
new
rest.
phenomenon.
Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie. I
Yeah.
love me some Frankie. Oh my God, I
Mhm.
love me
Yeah,
some Frankie.
that's also I miss
Um,
Frankie. God rest his soul. I definitely miss
and
Frankie.
in
Amen.
reality
Yeah, on
TV,
Keisha
Miss
Cole's
Van
mama.
is
I'm
a
so old. I had to think
on
who y'all
reality
was
Yeah.
talking
TV,
about.
Miss Van is just
Yeah, I'm with the
she's
beaver.
boring.
I don't respect it neither. And I'm gonna tell you,
Me either.
Melanie get that putting on hard real good from a mammy. I don't got a
Now
problem calling
again,
her a
I
mammy.
didn't say now again, y'all, I try from where I'm trying to go with like my perspective on things. It's not necessarily what I'm thinking or what I think about her. I think that she's boring.
She
But
is.
I can
Right.
understand, right? Like in order to like analyze these things and all that, like I understand why people they
Mhm.
feel like they should like her. I get that.
Right.
Right.
But
Right.
for reality
No.
TV and for the sake of the
Yeah.
storyline that people are going to watch, she doesn't give TV.
Yeah.
I
Girl,
agree.
you just
I
Miss
agree.
Van don't even babysit. Miss Van don't cook, clean, babysit. She don't do none of that. If Miss Van was babysitting, girl would have had to have 2011 babysitters. So we can't even say she
Right.
babysit. But she is trying to make money off the back of her grandkids, just like they mammy though. Like they
Yeah.
mammy, like she pushed out writing a children's book.
Mhm.
What you write a
Yeah.
children's book for? You only had one child. Girl, bye.
Well,
Anyway,
I'm just gonna say Miss Wanda had her own fan base, and then people were flocking to Miss Betty too, because Miss Betty is a trip with that attitude. She's something else, But I just feel like when the ratings were higher when certain people were on the show. That's just even with Tiffany, and I wasn't a big Tiffany, person, but Tiffany knew how to kind of make it a little more where the characters interacted more. Because I'm older than y'all, I don't want to say what but the characters interacted a certain way when Tiffany was on there. I was kind of, upset that she left, but she left because, according to Miss Marcella, her and Destiny were getting real serious threats against them. I'm like, what? Over a TV show? I mean, these threats were really serious. But if y'all watch Destiny's last live before I drop down, because I got to get ready to go to work, do you know Miss Destiny said that at one point she felt like she was in a state where she didn't want to be here anymore behind these people?
no, I didn't hear that.
I started crying. That was last Monday, and she put my comment up, and I said people need to stop making these evil comments because it affects people like this. I just couldn't believe it that poor baby said that.
It's hard to ignore when these people absolutely go out their way to find your social media, and just write these things about you, all because you're not friends with somebody they think you should be friends with, or they think you betrayed somebody who you really didn't even betray, but that just uses people anyway and throws them away conveniently. And we watched her do it. We watched her do it with Anthony Lofty and Kiki.
Well, I'm gonna say good night, y'all. I'm gonna drop back down and listen. Okay, I'm sorry if I took over the little panel. Y'all, you let me get that off your chest, sweetheart. But good. Y'all have a nice evening, Unpopular and Butterfly. I enjoy your commentary. It's refreshing to see young ladies that have a good thought process. So y'all have a blessed evening. Okay, I'm gonna drop down and listen to you.
Yep, thank you. We're about to wrap it up too. We've been on here 2 hours. I try to leave it short for the people that watch the replay when it's our reviews and stuff. When we do our just kicking it. If y'all want to stay on for hours, I don't care. But I know Nicole. I know my co-host also has a family and stuff. So I know she can't be on here for hours neither. Although we couldn't go on for hours, y'all. Y'all know we can go on for hours. I think we done did a couple of 3-hour lives, haven't we? Unpopular opinion.
I don't think 3-hour lives. I don't know about that, but at least definitely 2. We almost at 2 now.
Oh,
but Miss Van,
right.
I don't know how we got to Miss Van. She wasn't on this last episode, but she hasn't been on one really, really in a while. But again, it's fine to like whomever, but if this is about a storyline. Because it can't just be, it's not like watching a family portrait, right? Like, oh, they look real nice. Like, no, there has to be some dynamics,
right?
In order to keep us interested. And Van does it. She only wants to give Saint, and there's nothing interesting about watching a Saint on reality television. Nothing. Because if anything is gonna make the viewers feel judged or something like that, and nobody wants to tune in and feel judged or shamed about anything, so they don't want to watch that. They want, if it's a Saint, you have to see their struggle, because true saints are not perfect. Only Jesus was, right? Actual saints struggle with vices and all, and their story is how they've overcome. We ain't allowed to hear nothing about what Van has overcome, because when we started to try to dig into that, they wouldn't let us do it, and Melody shut the whole thing down. So again, that's what's ruining the show, y'all, that we're not able to really dig into the things that we actually have questions about and that we're curious about, like the stuff y'all putting in here about Miss Van. It would be really interesting if we can kind of explore more of what she got going on under her wig, but they don't allow us to do that. Right. And so therefore I think that she's a useless character and she's boring.
Oh, that wig is stiff too, boy. Look, Your daughter claims she making money now, girl. Get her to get you the new lace fronts that she be getting. Thank you, Nicole. We appreciate you, our wing girl. We appreciate you. I love your input. And thank you for checking on me, Nicole. I seen your message you left me. Like butterfly, come back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. We full effect. We full effect. Y'all, do not forget to make sure that y'all are subscribed to my co-host, Unpopular Opinion. Okay?
Oh,
My
thank you.
boo be on it. Okay? So y'all better make sure y'all subscribe. Matter of fact, give me 2 seconds. Unpopular opinion. If you want to do some more closing out remarks, well, I'll be right back real quick. I greatly appreciate
Okay.
that. Yep. Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me
y'all,
go.
thank you for showing up. Thank you for chatting. I know like the last time we didn't so much get, well, we talked about the episode earlier in the live, probably like the first 30, 40 minutes. So if you catch the replay, rewind. Um, but yeah, and sorry if y'all were tuning in to hear about the episode specifically. We'll get better with the staying on topic piece. That I think that part of this being interactive, that you end up responding to the chat, um, and then it kind of takes on a life of its own. Please explain how these people can cape for a total stranger in real life. We have conflicts with our partners' kids. Yeah, all I wish I could explain that. I can't. None of us can. Um, but folks can like who they like. It's TV, right? We just want to see good television. And it isn't good TV just to have a couple of saints. That's like watching mass on Sunday. You watching the news or Meet the Press, but then like mass come on and it's like, oh, like that's what they want. No, zero conflict, all saints, like that. Nobody wants to see that on reality television. So we have to do better with actually digging into the backgrounds and the stories that we want to hear, and not just the ones that they are manufacturing for us about, arrest and all. No, we don't want to talk about the arrest. We want to get back into that conversation about Miss Van and Mark. That was interesting.
Right.
Like, we would love to
Very
hear
much
more about
so.
that. Melody, we would want to know more about your upbringing and what actually, like, where is your father? Like, that's
Right.
interesting. We may want to know about that. Like, Melody, I kind of want to know of like, where are your kids? Like, sure, they may not be filming, but we don't even see a life. You would think that someone took an eraser and just erased the kids out of, because she doesn't talk about them. She only talks about being a mother when Tisha's talking about being a mother. But other than that, it's all
Right.
about Mel being a businesswoman. Like, there's so many
Right.
inconsistencies and black holes that they should be trying to fill in, but they don't. And they think that the viewers are stupid and we don't notice. And that's why we're not as interested, because we have too many questions. You giving us what we didn't
Mhm.
ask for, like Sunny. We don't care about Sunny, and we don't care about Trish. That's my last
I've,
piece.
Trish,
Thank you for
I've
dropping
been
the link.
trying for you, girl. Trish, you better, Trish, I'm gonna need you to do something, girl. I've been trying. I've been trying. I've been trying to give you, girl. I've been trying, Trish, but
Yeah,
even
and
my
like, what
co-host,
is up with Marcus? Like, he kind of looks like Melody, though. Like, I see that they have, but y'all saying that they're not blood related. Like, yes, that's something that we would like to know. I would like to know more about that.
oh, they're not blood
Yeah,
related.
I keep hearing that they
Wow.
aren't. That that's her
Yeah,
father's
we
son,
do.
or
Absolutely,
I think
Davita.
her father's stepson
Wow.
or something. Oh, it's her brother
Oh,
from her
wow.
father. Yeah, of course, right? They don't have the same mom, right?
Okay, but I think
Or no, but
wow.
that Marcus was a stepson to her father. Something about
Right.
Marcus
I
not
was about
being
to say, I think I
her
did
father's.
hear something about that now that you said that. Like he's not
Yeah,
even really a biological child and he has more interaction with the father than she does.
right. Now that would be
Right.
interesting.
What
Anything
happened to
that's
the
going to
sister?
what sister?
Right. See, unpopular opinion. I almost forgot about the sister too until I ran across a clip. I think either somebody showed it or
Who got a
I
sister?
went down the own rabbit hole. But Yeah, Miss Buddy do got a lot of secrets. So do her mammy. The secrets start with her mammy. Okay. Hey, Nikki, welcome, welcome. But yeah, I guess that really is
I
like
didn't know
this.
she had
I
no
don't know.
sister. That would be
She had a
interesting for her.
sister who struggled. Oh, yeah, her sister struggled with I want to say mental health issues and drugs. And
Melody's
it's a
sister?
older. Supposed to be the sister from the father. Yep, I do remember one episode. Right, it was after not too long after she had Sugar Mama.
I do not remember
You know,
that.
when people sat down and got to talking, and their relationship it was contentious, and the sister was explaining, when you're out there, you really don't, there's not much of building relationships because you're just out there. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to find the clip for you on Popular Opinion, share them all, because you could do another analyst on that relationship just from that little 1-2 clip.
Yeah.
I would love
The
to
whole thing is
get a
there's
picture
this
on
question
that one.
that but Carlos is really fascinated with infidelity storylines. And that has more to do about his worldview and what he finds entertaining than it does about anything else. Because I also don't think that the demographics, obviously, like if we looked at the demographics for Real Housewives of Atlanta, it's not the same demographics as Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think this show has an older fan base, and all
It
that
does.
cheating and all that kind of stuff. Like them people don't generally like those of us. I can't. It's too stressful.
Right. I
Like
think,
you didn't got
yeah,
off work. You want to sit down and relax.
right,
I don't.
right. I kind of agree with you, and I think the fact that I believe, allegedly, if I'm not wrong, Carlos King is a preacher's kid. And if you know anything about the church culture, um, I think I think you're right about where he's operating and as far as he view, and I think that all has to do with his upbringing in the church. Cause man, if you get into the church, man, them people are messier than Lord Laos, okay? They be there praising God, but being messy as all hell, okay? Be sitting there after church, be sitting downstairs having their coffee and donut, talking about who's sleeping with the preacher and who you like. Yeah, I could
See,
see
I
that.
never been interested or entertained by nothing that personal. Maybe I don't really like people like that, but I do not want to know all that about what you got going, like cheating. Like I just wouldn't want that information, and it makes me anxious because then we also got to look at these black children on this show. Like this is not a game. And everybody's kids are getting older. Like I'm sure they have access to the internet. And I think that's what makes it such an icky feeling for the viewers to continue to see this stuff go down like this, because these are actual
Right,
real life families. These are not widgets. Like these are real people. Yeah,
right.
Davita Jane, I'm gonna
See
have to
what
tell you
this
that
guy, please. I would
those
love that, and because she do have low self esteem, I believe she has low self esteem, and I think a big part of the vitriol that she has towards Martell is a part of feeling rejected by him. So
I
I
am
would
gonna
love.
have to say y'all will have to find another content creator to do that one, because I don't do psychoanalysis. Mine is like a book club. I'm only going off of what's on the show, and I'm not qualified to. I don't even know that she hates herself. To be honest, I don't know that to be true. I'm trying to be fair, like as I am in my
Yeah,
real life. Like I don't know that she has low self-esteem. I think actually it is the opposite. I think that she has a very exaggerated view of herself, and she has a very exaggerated idea of her influence. So I think that she has her self-esteem is on another level. Like she absolutely has and that's in my review of her character talks
right,
about those traits. Right now,
right,
why she is the way that, like, what has made her a narcissist, because she is a
right.
narcissist, and I don't actually say that in my thing, but this is
Absolutely.
my personal view.
Yeah, I've been
But I
saying
am
that
going
her
to
and
do a
Martell
video.
are two of the same coin.
I'm going to do a video
I don't.
about why Martell isn't a narcissist. Like there's some very
Right. I
key
was about to
reasons
say
why
that. I
he
was
doesn't do
just
that.
about to say that unpopular opinion. I was just about to say, well, actually, I don't think that Martell's a narcissist, but I do believe that she's a narcissist. I was just about to say that. I was
Melody
just
is
about to.
absolutely a narcissist. And one
No,
one
yeah.
one very fatal, one very clear way to tell in real life, not just the way we call everybody narcissists. But they cannot be corrected. Like they'll never, ever, ever take responsibility for anything. They're not, it honestly, y'all, is a disability. It's not just something that someone chooses to be. Like narcissism is part of a borderline personality disorder, I believe. It's part of the B borderline P whatever.
Yeah.
It's a borderline personality disorder symptom, narcissism. It's not the same as being an asshole or a jerk or inconsiderate or any of those other
Right.
types of traits. A narcissism is
Right.
a narcissist is something very, very specific. And they're not all evil either. Like there are lots of like narcissists, you'll find them as like they usually are CEOs or like it's a certain type of person just look it up. It's videos on YouTube that'll break down like psychopaths and all that kind of stuff for you. I get into that
Yeah.
stuff. Martell's not, he may be something else, but he's not a narcissist.
Yeah, I
Melody
would say it's dark.
has narcissistic tendencies.
Absolutely. And you're right. She will find a way to make it not her fault.
Yes. That is
She
one
absolutely
sure
will.
sign when you can never be wrong, ever.
Yeah. And she is very good at that. Even Carlos had to admit that she's manipulative. And that
I
after
never
show
heard
thing
him
they
say
did
that.
last season. Yeah, they did a behind the scenes last season with just asking the cast different questions about different things, and Carlos admitted that that she's manipulative.
Yeah,
Man,
she definitely has that.
yeah,
She and the reason why I say that Martell in a different way, Martell, no matter, I mean, I guess he has to apologize, like the Hail Mary, like he got to do 10,000 Hail Marys and what, like I don't know what folks expect from him, but I have
me
seen
neither.
multiple clips and episodes where he has literally said, like, I
Apologize.
messed up. I'm sorry.
Right.
I wasn't thinking. I don't know why I wasn't strong enough. Like I could have done better. Like he has come
Right.
down and said that over and over and over again. And another key thing, I'm just gonna tell y'all this at the 1 minute and 57
Yes.
or 1 hour 57 as a preview for my video on that. The fact that Martell got off of social media is another prime example as to why he's not a narcissist. The fact that he has let go of that narrative about him and he has not been like forcefully step by step. Now we've seen some other Simon on Real Housewives of Atlanta. He giving Portia, baby, a run for her money. He dragging that girl by her lace front on the internet, and it's funny to me. Martell's not doing that. They had a spat earlier a few years ago where they were kind of going back and forth, and then he did what? He stopped. A narcissist would not do that. They just wouldn't. Martell is being there. He feels like he doesn't care at this moment. He wants to be petty. He's choosing to be petty. That's what he's doing.
Right.
He could stop. He could choose something else.
Yeah, because like you said, unpopular opinion, I agree with you a lot. I've been saying that Martell has been stopped. All this she claiming he bothering her, and Martell ain't thinking about her. And I think that's what bothers her even more, that he really ain't thinking about her. You know what I mean? Like, and it seems, like I said, it seems like each time that she gets reminded that she's no longer with him and that she can't have him, she's hell-bent on making sure nobody else wants him, because anytime they think this man's dating somebody else, they stalk the woman, try to start harassing her. They just recently did that. Talk about he dating some woman, pulled up the woman's social media, started stalking her on her social media, and then got mad because the woman blocked him. What? Like, these people are deranged and sick, and a lot of it comes from her. Like, they keep claiming she don't want Martell, but if she don't want him, why are y'all concerned where he stick his wee-wee? I did a live about that. I mean, I did a video about that last month or something. Like, why are y'all so concerned where he's sticking his wee-wee if she don't want him? That should be the last thing that we should be talking about when it comes to Martell.
They feel like, Butterfly. these people have made Melody a god, right?
Yeah, they
So
have, which
when
is
you
sad.
think about it, like if you think about religion, what's religion without a devil, right?
Right.
So like that's how they approach this. If she's God or their deity figure who is opposing to her is a person that they all pray against and fight against. Right? If the devil is a lie, you know, you see all of these YouTubers too. They be
Mhm.
out here always talking about God and what it's like. Jesus is not part of the mob. He is not one of the
Oh,
guys. He is not about to go out here and run down on none of y'all enemies. That is just not how
no,
God and Jesus be rolling. Like, but y'all be putting them in some mess. I know God and Jesus be up there like, what nah?
right.
What nah? But that's how they treat Martell. That he's there.
No,
That's the
you think,
devil.
yeah,
So that's why they got to keep coming for him because to them that's how they get their redemption is that they fight against the devil in support of God. Like it's really bizarre. Like you break it down, it's
it
very
is
very skewed.
bizarre,
That's
but
why I
it's
tell you don't
weird,
play with
bizarre, crazy, and like, girl, shoot. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how the words I could come out with the dictionary to explain just how, like, it's just like I said, somebody in college could do a thesis off of it. And
they could.
I'm with you, to be. I feel bad for him too, and I feel like he's kind of y'all. Like I don't know, like Sherelle's World said, and it's funny that she said that because I was thinking that they want this man to like take his own life. That's what it's feeling like. The relentless stalking, like down to the doctor's office. Y'all really stalked him down to the doctor's office, and then came and
Wow.
posted that and thought that that was cute. The man can't even go get medical attention without y'all stalking him.
Well, that's why cults usually go left. That's why they usually
Right.
implode and self-destruct because the people are not well. But when you tap
No.
into people who are insecure, who are looking to belong, who are trying to fill a void, those are the types of
Right.
people who you program to do anything. These are the type of people who blow themselves up in planes and set themselves on fire over climate change and like these people have been brainwashed for a cause and they can be
They
used as
have,
weapons. And it's the
and they
exact
have.
same thing that we're seeing with these people. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
exact same thing. And it's a dangerous game. Like I said, they're gonna turn on her like they did Sky, like them hyenas did Sky. Them hyenas was
Yeah.
like,
Oh
wait,
yeah.
you was hiding the
That's
food.
big. Man, when that happens and all of her dirt that she really like that, it's gonna happen. Cause I mean, eventually, one of them is gonna end up in some serious trouble and legal trouble, and they're just gonna be like, you know what, freak that. I'm blowing
Yep.
everybody going down. I mean, a couple of them already have, but the more that it happens to, oh, the house is about to blow down for sure.
Well, she's just gonna deny and be able to get away with it like she did with the videos that came out of her. And I don't like doing too much like anti melody thing because it just gives her more of the it like it just gives her
Yeah,
more
I get what
exposure.
you're saying.
You know, like
Yeah,
I mean, so much can be said, sure, but there's also so much that can be said for all the other folks on the show that's positive that we would like to see. But
right.
again, the only way that this show is going to improve is if Carlos steps out of the way and allows the cast to actually hold Melody accountable for these millimeters. They've already set the stage for it because they've mentioned it multiple times. It would be perfect for them to be like, look, you got to do something. Here's the impact that it's
Right.
having on everybody. And
That part.
they allowed her to spin them and go, who told y'all that? Who shared that with you? No, it wasn't the millimeters. It was Sunny. And they let it go, but they probably didn't let it go. It was edited too, so we don't know how that conversation actually went.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's true. That's the other thing. We don't know how much they probably have confronted her because even one of Marceau's recent lives, he said that Kimmy be saying a lot of slick stuff, but they edit it out because they want her to be painted in a certain way.
Yeah, and they
And
made
I
they
can
they
believe
made Kimmy boring too. And I was looking at previous seasons. I'm like, Kimmy wasn't always just this non-factor character.
it.
But
No.
then I thought like maybe they kind of gave her space because of what she was going through with her health. right? Like maybe that's what happened. Like trying to figure out like what else might be going on.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's been good talking to y'all as always.
Yes, unpopular opinion. I love doing my reviews with you. You are a great
One day we're gonna
co-host.
actually review the show. That's what we're gonna do one of these days.
Yeah. Next, okay, this Sunday, because Sunday's our original day, y'all. Please forgive me. It's not my co-host's fault. It's Butterfly's fault. I was a little trippy outside touching the grass. They're having too much fun in the grass, okay, y'all? But I promise we are back on the regular scheduled programming. We'll be back
But
Sunday.
Here's the difference. I need y'all to understand this. Everybody on the replay and everybody who's live right now. Like when you are like you all say you like us for this reason or that reason, know that that's gonna come with inconsistency. Why? Because we're not these regular folks that live and breathe and sleep and eat on the internet. We literally be out here living life and enjoying our life and everybody in it. Right. And so like it's a complete difference from when like you're doing this want to do, or if you just like, so y'all got to bear with us. Like if we gonna always choose life first, and we encourage all of you all to do it too. Like please don't be sitting up like, oh, they was gonna go live at 8:00 and now it didn't happen. Like that is a sign to y'all to log off, go watch you something on Netflix, go get on that Peloton that you bought during COVID that's still sitting there. Like whenever we don't show up, y'all take that as a sign from us to you. That we want y'all to go touch grass.
Yes, we love you guys too. And we thank you guys so much for y'all support. Thank you for tapping in. Like my co-host said, we will do better with our next review. We will actually review the show. Hopefully they give us something to review. Carlos King, if you see this, re-edit, please. Please, y'all losing the momentum. Re-edit and come with a bang, please. Probably not this Saturday. I don't know, because really, if you really wanted to, you could get the edit out before tomorrow. But I don't know if you already went back in and did, but you probably didn't. But anywho, moving on.
Should have been locked in there trying to figure something out. Shoot.
Yeah, he really should have. He really should have been locked up in his what do you call it? His cloffice, or however you say that. He should have been locked down up in there trying to get some things together. But we love you too, Ju Joan. Thank you guys for joining us. We look forward to seeing y'all Sunday for the review for episode 5. And welcome to all my new buttercups. And y'all, I dropped my boo's link in the chat, so y'all better make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to my co-host. Please and thank you. It will greatly be appreciated, and you won't be disappointed. She has great content. It's not just about the show. She talks about a plethora of different things. She does do a lot about the show, but she also ventures off into other things too, y'all. So please support, y'all. Please support. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure y'all hit that link. Y'all have a beautiful rest of your evening. And welcome to all my new buttercups. Thank you guys for subscribing. Y'all didn't have to. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all tapped on with your girl Butterfly, and it's greatly appreciated. Now remember, guys, to do what? What are you supposed to do, co-host?
Subscribe and share and like, right? Oh, and
no, smile.
Oh,
smile and girl smiles with you. But you can do that too, y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like. It helps your girl stay in the algorithm. Cause I have to get back in the algorithm, y'all. I've been missing. So we gotta get back on our game. Okay, we gotta get back on our game. Make sure y'all definitely hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. And don't forget, subscribe to my co-host, y'all. And subscribe to my co-host. Thank you, Unpopular Opinion. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you co-hosting me. Yes, and we will catch up later.
Bye.
All right. Night, y'all. Love, light, and butterflies. Mwah. Love, light, and butterflies. Thank all of y'all for being here. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you to my new buttercups that dropped down in the chat tonight. I appreciate y'all. We love it. Little John, you are always welcome over here. You are allowed to have your own opinion, and you actually gave us some great commentary tonight to feed off of. So you're more than welcome over here, Little John. You don't necessarily have to agree with us. And see, that's my thing. I can, and I won't refer to you as a slow meter. I can appreciate somebody who supports old girl that can be open-minded and have open dialect, and it, like my co-host said, doesn't have to be a whole bunch of name calling and vitriol and all this crazy stuff. Shout out to my wing girl, Nicole Gibbons. Shout out to our wing girl. Thank you, Nicole. You are always welcome over here, and we appreciate you too. Love you guys. Love light and butterflies. Mwah.